Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're here. Today's Red Mic message: why most teams don't have a performance problem. Now, when a team struggles, our instinct is to look at the symptoms: missed deadlines, poor communication, finger pointing, low morale, disappointing results. So, what do we work on? We work on the symptoms. We create new procedures, we hold more meetings, we send more emails, we build more spreadsheets or databases or dashboards. What if the real problem isn't that? What if it's at the bottom? There's a guy named Patrick Lencioni. He's a leadership author. He described what he called the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Now, he argues that these dysfunctions don't exist independently. They stack on top of each other like building blocks. If the foundation is weak, then everything above it eventually is going to crack. And it all starts with trust. Not trust that your teammates are competent, but trust that you can admit when you are wrong. Trust that you can ask for help. Trust that you can say, I don't know. Now, I will say, my favorite way of saying I don't know in the workplace is to say, I am not advised. I've got a young lady who works in our office, and when I say that, she just rolls her eyes because she knows what it really means. Anyway, you've got to trust that someone can challenge your idea without attacking your character. Without that kind of trust, conflict becomes dangerous. Because instead of healthy debate, people will choose silence. Meetings become polite. Everybody will nod and they'll smile. And then conversations move to the hallway after the meeting instead of happening around the conference table. Now, that might feel peaceful, but it's not. It's expensive. Because when people never fully discuss an issue, they rarely commit to the decision that follows. Now, they'll comply. They'll attend the meeting. They'll check the boxes, but they won't own the outcome. And when no one truly owns the outcome, there's not any accountability. It disappears completely. Nobody wants to have the awkward conversation. Poor performance gets excused, bad habits become accepted, the team's standards slowly drift downward, and eventually something else takes center stage. Egos, departmental turf, personal recognition, politics. Winning the argument becomes more important than winning together. And by then, everybody notices the poor results. Few recognize that the problem actually began months or even years earlier with a lack of trust. And that's the lesson. When your organization has a results problem, don't start by asking why the numbers are down. Ask whether your people trust each other enough to tell the truth. Because great teams don't avoid conflict, they earn the right to have it. So remember, trust isn't the reward for a great team, it's the foundation. Healthy conflict produces better decisions than artificial harmony ever will. Commitment comes from being heard, not always getting your way. Accountability is an act of respect, not punishment, and results improve naturally when the foundation is strong. That's today's Red Mic message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to put some of these things in place in your own life. I hope you had a good weekend. I know I did. Looking forward to the week, jumping in with both feet. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, but in the meantime, please give me a like, a follow, and a share. If you got anything to say, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know down in the comments. Go out and have a great week. Knock the cover off the ball. I'll see you next time. And until then, don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon.